Yo, yo, yo. What's good, folks? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. It's Tyrus Bain. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy. Where today on Monday, June 21st, 2021, I want to talk about getting out your feelings. All right. There's a lot of people that go in the comment sections on YouTube videos and, they approach their content creators with so much emotion, right? It's kind of ridiculous because these content creators don't know you like that, right? They don't know you. They don't owe you anything. And yet you go into the comment section and you espouse emotional comments because you're feeling a certain type of way, right? Well, that happened to me a few times, right? It's to be expected because we're all humans, right? And one thing I try to do, even as a human being, is to not act out of emotion. Not to act out of emotion. I'm not saying don't feel emotion. I'm saying don't act out of emotion. Feel the emotions that you feel and address that for yourself. Try to understand why you're feeling these emotions. Because 9 times out of 10, the person that you're going to lash out at ain't got nothing to do with why you're feeling that way. Right? Your emotions are your emotions. You choose how to deal with your emotions. You choose how to deal with what triggered those emotions. Right? Um, you know, because I don't know why you guys go in the comment sections and tell the content creator that you're unsubscribing. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Go ahead and unsubscribe. Do what you want. Like, I'm not holding anybody here. I'm not holding anybody hostage. I'm not begging people to stay subscribed to me. Nor, I might tell people to subscribe, but that's, I want people to subscribe, of course. But if you feel like my content is not tolerable, then just unsubscribe, and move on, right? And I'm giving you this advice for you, not for me, for you, because you're an emotional wreck, and I'm trying to show you how you can deal with that. Because if you go around life, if a content creator is getting you in your emotions like that, imagine how you're dealing with real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, go take an ice bath, go do some meditation. Maybe your spine is out of alignment. Go get a spinal adjustment. I don't know. I don't know what you got to do to deal with what you got to deal with in your own life. Because this one person told me that he was going to unsubscribe, but before that, he was telling me about, because he basically said I was racist, right? He said I was racist, and he didn't really say that until after I did the Juneteenth thing, where I showed all these black people together getting it cracking, right? All these black people getting along and doing their thing and supporting each other's businesses. He didn't have a problem, really, right? He had this one guy. This is one guy. He had a problem with me because he hated me because Asians were being attacked. He says by too many black people, even though white people mostly attack Asians, right, in this country, right? Mathematically and statistically, from from one year to another, I think it was a 10-year span, white folks committed 74% of the hate crime against Asians. And this recent highlight of Asian attacks, he thinks is mostly black people. No, it's not. That's just what they choose to show the most of. I'm not saying that they only show black people attacking. I'm saying the most. But for some reason, he hates black people and hates me. Now, who's the racist? That's the same guy who said I was racist in my Juneteenth video, right? Now, this is the one thing I appreciate about this guy is that he's being open. God damn it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Fuck. Hold
Huh. My bad, y'all. Just fucking. I didn't realize that the audio was on Bluetooth. The mic was on Bluetooth when I started the video. So now it's like, fuck, man. Anyway. I was saying, I don't know if you guys heard most of what I was saying, but the same guy who said I was racist after showing that, doing that Juneteenth video where I was out in Lamar Park showing black people were celebrating and being beautiful and being together. The same guy who said that he hated me and other black people because of those attacks against Asians, even though it's mostly white folks who do the attacks. And he acknowledged that he understood that. So I don't know. To me, that sounds like a little bit of racism. To me, that sounds like a little bit of racism. I don't know about y'all. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just saying. Don't be hypocrites and don't be in your emotions, right? I have nothing to do with attacks against Asians. I ain't got nothing to do. And he brought up attacks against Asians again. This guy thinks that I hate Asian people. I don't know what it is. I've never demonstrated that I was racist. I told him I used to be it. To a degree. Not like an oppressive racist, just in terms of how I wanted just to deal with my own people and all that other shit. How I wanted freedom for my own people because I felt like white folks in this country had a level of freedom that black folks don't. But I finally realized that it's not really that. It's that everybody's oppressed under the system, but black people just happen to suffer a little bit more. Well, not a little bit more, a lot more under this oppressive system, and that's because they want to create that division. They want to make it seem like they want to perpetuate that racism, and they want to keep that division going. So it's very strategic and very smart of them to do that. Very smart, and that this just doesn't go for subscribers, right? There's content creators can also get in their emotions and show their ass, and you can never really come back after you show your ass out of emotion. You can't really, anybody with any level of intelligence knows that you're full of shit, right? After you show your true colors, and then you try to be this type of person, right? After that, like the Amazing Lucas, right? He got mad at me while he was doing a live stream, and I said something. Basically, I made a general statement about a certain type of individual, and he thought I was talking about him. And then one thing leads to another, and he ends up threatening to harm my children and my wife, right? And harm me. And he did that out of emotion. I got under his skin. I got in, you know what I'm saying? I got under his skin, and he decided to lash out like a little girl, I don't even say like a little girl, like a child out of emotion, because he had no answer to what I was saying. And that's when, he was still suffering from a certain level of cognitive dissonance that even today he still suffers from, right? Because he understood certain things due to, he started understanding certain things that I had already realized years ago. He just started coming to certain realizations that I had come to years ago that caused him. Some people, when they start climbing out of their cognitive dissonance, there is a level of resistance. There's a level of like, oh man, like your mind doesn't know how to function properly, and you start being aggressive toward people and you start like making stupid decisions. That's because you don't know what to do with yourself. Just like when people like ABL or Brandon Tatum, it's easy for them to argue or debate against people on the left, right? It's easy for them to debate against liberals and people like that. But when they encounter people like me, they don't have an answer. So they start deflecting. They start launching ad hominems. They start getting, they start not knowing what to do. They start making excuses, chasing red herrings or attacking straw men. You know what I'm saying? Except, ABL, he doesn't really get in his emotions like that, but he will start deflecting and attacking straw men that ain't got nothing to do with what we were talking about. But you see the point. When you act out of emotion, it's not productive. It's not productive. We can't get nowhere like that. Like I said, feel your emotions, process them. That's what I suggest. Process your emotions, deal with them in a certain way. Like, I'm not responsible for your happiness, right? Nor is any other content creator. I know you go to certain content creators because they're entertaining, you know what I'm saying? They might crack a lot of jokes. They might roast people, all that other shit. But sometimes they might not be funny. Sometimes they might not crack good jokes. Sometimes their roast is retarded. And what you gonna do? You gonna get mad at them? Nah, you shouldn't do that because they're human beings, right? Stop depending on other people to make you feel good. Because I'm not here to make you feel good. Understand that. I'm not here to make you feel good at all. I mean, look what happened with Mighty Mouse out of his emotions. He got into his emotions and started showing his ass and started inviting young girls to his private parts. Young kids, children. Oh, tell your daughter to come and tell your son to come, and inviting children to his little peanut. Disgusting. Because you know why? Because people got to him. He got in his emotions. You understand? He got in his emotions, got in his feelings, and started showing his ass in a drunken moment, right? And quite a few drunken moments. I'm telling you, man, it's the last thing you want to do. Last thing you want to do is just operate from a place of logic. That's what you want to do. Anybody can do it. All you have to do is not react right to everything. You don't have to react to everything. You can sit back, be quiet, observe, think about what you're going to say, because, and it's not like you're, trying to come up with some shit. You're not faking. You're not making shit up, but you are like operating out of a place of, logic, rationale. You don't want to operate out of a place where you're like reacting to everything that you hear, people say, and then you start acting out of emotion, and then it starts snowballing. Just like when I told Lucas after he threatened my children, I was giving him my location every Sunday that where he can come and act out on his attacks like he said he was. But that wasn't out of emotion. I didn't do that out of emotion. I did that because I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just something that I just spewed out of my mouth because I was angry. No, I was like, okay, well, come handle your business then. You said you're gonna come and smack me and all this other shit. Come do it. I'm inviting you to, right? And when I told him on that live stream, he's like, oh, I'm not gonna come where you are, and so you can do this and set me up and all that shit. and try to get me arrested. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're the one on here on YouTube live threatening people. I wouldn't have to set you up. You set yourself up, you clown. But I told him, I said, okay, well, come up here. We'll put on some gloves. Bring your little mouthpiece or whatever if you have one, and we can duke it out that way. Because I knew what I was doing, man. I knew what I was doing. It wasn't out of emotion. Like I said, nothing wrong with emotions, nothing wrong with feeling, nothing wrong with even feeling fear, man. Fear is a natural reaction to certain things. It's a natural feeling. So it's not something that I can say, oh, don't feel fear, don't feel anger, don't feel love, hate. I'm not saying don't feel any of those things. I'm saying use them as tools to motivate you, right? Because if I've been in plenty of sparring matches, man, and when you first start out, right? You first start out sparring, and you're sparring against somebody. First of all, when you spar new people, they tend to go harder than they're supposed to, right? Because it's supposed to be a learning experience. That's what sparring is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a learning experience. But some people, when they start out sparring, they don't have that self-control, and they'll go harder than they're supposed to because they haven't learned it yet. Even though you tell them, look, this is how you're going to land a punch, and then you show them by like tapping their forehead, and you show them the speed. Like, we're going half speed, tapping the forehead, and you show them how hard they should be hitting. But they go harder than that anyway because they're new. They're new at sparring. They don't know. They don't really know what they're doing. So when two new people get to sparring, one person might hit somebody harder than they're supposed to, knock their head back or something like that, or hurt them a little bit, and then they start fighting back in anger, and they start throwing these wild ass punches, right, and gassing themselves out. That's what happens when he acted out of emotion. He acted out of anger instead of harnessing that anger and saying, you know what? Okay, I see what he got going on here. I'm going to, oh shit, great. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna keep it easy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna I'm gonna hit him with a good body shot, knock the wind out of him, and then be like, hey man, ease up a little bit, man. We don't have a fight coming up. We're sparring, right? Because let me tell y'all something, man. If you operate like that, shit'll work out a lot better for you. You can make people look stupid, man. Let other people act out of emotion. Don't you do it. Let me see what y'all talking about. AZ Russian, McJob 18. Tiny Mouse can eat crow, for sure. Real Life No Gimmicks was good. Josh Love. Oh, they did threaten to harm my family. Amazing Lucas did. James Stanley, you're a smart dude. Real spitting real ish. Yeah, that's I tried, man. James Stanley was good. Hold on, guys. But yeah, so this one guy claims I'm racist. What do y'all think? So man, you can just reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is that the way he wants it. Michael Swanson was good, man. So y'all get what I'm saying, man. Like, Cool Hand Lou reference. Oh yeah. So, cause I tell you what, man. You think do you think the controllers? Do you think the powers that be act out of emotion, or do you think that they? Do you think they motivate other people to act out of emotion? What do you think they do? They don't, man. They don't. They come from a place of cold hard logic, and that's how they get shit done. That's how they that's that's how they get shit done, man. I mean, they'll sell their own children up the river. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying do that. I'm not telling people to be cold hearted, because these people, they don't have hearts, right? They have a black hole where their heart should be. I'm not saying that's what we should have. I'm saying keep your humanity while operating in logic and rationale, man. Keep your humanity. And that's another thing. People confuse compassion and empathy with they get it all twisted up, right? They act out of the emotion, and they're locked into this this left-right paradigm, this left-right kabuki theater perspective so much. And anything that operates outside of those realms, they don't know what to do with themselves. But at the same time, they're trying to tell people to stop acting out of emotion and all this other stuff. When it's really like when cops kill people, you know, when cops like murder people and all the other stuff, you know, and they want to go into the past of the victim who was unarmed and wasn't doing anything. You know, they want to go into their past and start justifying it and all this other shit. Anyway, I gotta get out of here, guys. I gotta get my guys going, man. I'm a little later than I thought. All right, peace out, guys. We're gonna get on this later. We got a lot to talk about. Peace.